When we mention Larry Hoover, we give Chief Malik Angel Bay power too. When we mention Larry Hoover, we give Malachi Z. York power too. Because right now they all working together to try to get us free. Then he sent all these motherfuckers down here to Antarctica, and they wouldn't even open the door for them. Because they told them they wanted to speak to Larry, and they gonna send them some motherfucking counterfeit leadership. When the real leaders on the land is available, but we ain't compelled them sufficiently enough to step forward and produce them.
I might need you like to say what you see on it, like because you got that eye,
Oh yeah, I know what's up, young Elder. All you got to do is just pull the picture up. We can read that motherfucker.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, we live, y'all. Let me get that thumbnail loaded up for you. We live with the brother Rod Haynes, the legendary Rod Haynes, brothers. Hold up, I got it right here. I actually created a thumbnail for this joint. That joint live right there. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna give him time to get in the building. Rod Body, if you're coming in the building, we back on with the brother Rod Haynes. We about to be lit in the building. We see you coming in. They're gonna pile up in this joint. We got 23 people so far. Hey, get them on. Tell them we lit. We live. Yeah, I've been rolling them out, man, non-stop. Baba told me to stay busy.
I've been watching. I've been seeing what you've been doing.
Yeah, we try to cover all the subjects that they talk about. All right, let me get that chat pulled up and we can rock and roll, man. We got people up in this joint. Hey, get them on, man. We lit. We live. We in the building. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe button. We got the legendary Rod Haynes on with us, man. About to take over the game. Yeah, we got to let. I see Black Magic going live too right now. Oh yeah. Hey, so where you want to start at, Rod? Because we roll there. You want to give them a couple more minutes? We got about 67 people in here so far, but they finna
give them a couple more minutes, Elder. But while we waiting, we can go over like a little introduction on what we talking about.
Okay.
A lot of us became familiar with the Yaqub doctrine through the Nation of Islam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Elijah said he learned from Master Fard Muhammad that there was a big head scientist playing with magnets as a youth and found that opposites attract. Remember the part about opposites attract because it's going to come back up toward the end of the description. All right. Now, Yaqub decided that he would make inferior people to rule over his kindred for 6,000 years. And Elijah said that the time we in now is the time of the end of the reign and the rule of Yaqub's grafted double. All right, now, the first thing we have to do is trace the word Yaqub. Yaqub is a Hebrew word. It's actually pronounced correctly in Hebrew as Yaqub.
Yep.
It's spelled in Hebrew language using the English script and what we call a transliteration. You've seen Pops do that 1,000 times in his writings. He'll give you the script, then he give you the word for word transliteration, and then he give you the word for word translation, and then he give you the intent behind the language in this original language that would be different from the intentions of the topic in modern day English. So then he would put a bunch of little things in brackets throughout the sentence of his translation. right? Because these are the things you have to add in order for the Hebrew language to be coherent to an English-speaking person in the translation, right? So Jacob, where is the name Jacob, biblically speaking? The name Jacob, biblically speaking, is translated into English as Jacob, right? So what did Jacob do? What is the significance of Jacob?
Yeah.
Right.
You asking me, or you?
This is just as a what you call rhetorical questions, because most of us know the answers to them already. But I'm gonna still, when I get done, I'm gonna go back over what he did. All right. First of all, you have to understand Jacob was a fraternal twin to a brother named Esau, or Edom, is what they called it. Now, the Hebrew Israelites tend to think that the pale-skinned Europeans are Edomites. That's not possible. If you go back to the story of Adam and Eve, Adam's name is also Edom in Hebrew, right? So now the story is being broke up to confuse the reader. So Adam's twin brother is Jacob. And Adam had 2 sons, so they say, right? And he had Cain and Abel, right? Now, they offered up offerings to the elders, or they say they offered up the offerings to the heavens in the book. And that Abel's offering, Habil, was good, and they accepted it, but he was a farmer of wheats and grains. But Cain was a farmer of cattle and goats. Livestock is what it's actually called. And so he made an offering, but they said the offering was no good. So in a fit of jealousy, Cain slew Abel. Ain't that what the story say? All right. Now, where do we hear that story in the historical context anywhere else before?
In ancient Kemet, where Osiris got killed by his brother.
Osiris and Set. All right. Now, Set, what is a Set? It's a pair, ain't it?
That's right. Go ahead.
Right. So if Osiris is the first, Set is the second. So Set became jealous of Osiris. Do you remember what he was jealous about?
It's a number of things that I can think of and come up with, but I think it was because of how he ruled, or just overall how he ruled. But like, it's a lot of little things involved with why he killed them.
You got to go back to the story of Enki.
Teaching the humans.
Why was Enlil jealous of Enki? It's the same reason.
Because the rulership, right. Like he got placed in charge.
Right. And who was Enki married to?
Enki was married to Ninti. He was married to Damkina. He was married to he had several wives, but the ones that I can think of.
Now, one of his wives, Mother Ninti, held the title of Ainana. Right? Ainana is a secret word in the Anunnaki pantheon. Ainana is the heir to the earth rights. The name is the Egyptian eye of Horus. And Nana is 9.
Okay.
So he's looking at the 9 when he sees Mother Ninti. Now, Mother Ninti has the good graces of somebody that the Anunnaki refer to in the Hebrew tongue as El, Elion, El. And who do we say that is?
Elion, El, we say that's Anu.
That's Anu himself. right? Now, we already starting with Elijah Muhammad, and we at Enki and Enlil and the Anunnaki.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me get a drink.
Get you a drink of water. Let me give me a drink.
Okay, now, pause for a minute. In The Sons of Canaan by Malachi York. Remember that? He mentioned the Canaanite, who was the son of Ham, who is consistent through the Levitical text to be inflicted with something called leprosy. The clean leper is not the same as what they call the dirty leper or the unclean leper.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So the clean leper, he only have a loss of pigmentation of the skin, and his hair turns a yellowish white. That's what they say in Leviticus. When they tell you the description of them with the blonde hair and milky colored skin. All right. But it's something about this group. They got hair texture the same as Ham. But who is Ham and what land did he settle? Remember, Baba tell us the Ham settled the land that we call today the Ethiopia into the Sudan. Right? And the Sethians, they settled something called North Africa. Right? And then those from Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. Pause right there. Ur means fire. And Chaldees mean those wicked of the fire. They commonly translate Chaldean into English if you can find somebody willing to translate it as demon people. Now, in the city of Ur, remember Baba taught us about Gehenna. Gehenna was a giant hole in the ground that was stoked with coals smothered in sulfur to intensify the burn. Now, if you go to Zechariah Extension, when he's telling you about the Anunnaki disposal of the Lulu Amalu, right? He said they would walk over the cliff into a flaming ember as if they was in a trance when it was time to dispose of them. Now, this brings us to the question of cremation. Why was they burning them in the trash dump where they put waste?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Okay, now the biblical description that tells you about Gehenna say that in Gehenna there was weeping and gnashing of teeth. What you gonna do if you catch on fire?
Yeah, right.
Howling and screaming, right?
Stop, drop, and roll. Go ahead.
You ain't nowhere to roll. You on top of the coals in a hole.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Okay. Enter Dante's Inferno. And Dante's Inferno gives you the modern day understanding and concept of hell. This is a Middle Eastern, all the way into European concept of hell and death. Has nothing to do with the people of the Americas concept, and it has nothing to do with the people of Africa's concept, or the people of India's concept, or the people of China's concept. It's concentrated. Now, where does the ziggurat that Pops told us they landed when they came, it was the launch pad. Remember where it was at?
Babylon, or well, I guess it'll be Iraq.
It was in the remember, it was in the city of, it was the ziggurat in Babel that the Earthlings was building for a launch pad to go check on these motherfuckers on that ship that ain't getting right, coming down here with this bullshit. Fuck that motherfucking team. We can do our own shit. Right? So they said the Earthlings is starting to organize, and they building, what is saying there? A scaffold to heaven. Let us now go down, strike them, divide up the languages one from another, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then when they divide up the languages, they scatter the people in all directions. That's called divide and conquer. If you take one group of people and you teach them a different language and a different culture, you automatically separate them from understanding the other people and the other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
There was a problem they didn't contend with, is that the earth, based on geography, will organize the DNA to revert back to the culture of the land. If you vibrate on the frequency, you can tune in to the earth, and the earth will tie you to the land at the place of what they call nativity.
Mm-hmm.
Where else do you hear that word? You hear that word at the birth of the Christ in the Bible, right? They call it the nativity scene, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then where else do you find the word nativity?
Nativity.
It's in immigration and naturalization laws.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? So what are they telling us in this secret code? What they telling us is that the sacrificial child is the child born a native.
Hmm.
So they're going to sacrifice the native, original man, Adama, Edomite, the one from the earth, the clay, the ruddy red dirt. And they're going to undermine him. Jacobin means to what? Supplant.
Mm-hmm.
And supplant mean what? Undermine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, so who's behind the undermining? Jacob, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Yakub grafted what? The devil.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like pulling up the etymology of the word devil?
Let's pull it up.
This is important because people believe the devil means a spooky ghost with pitchfork and horns. But if you do the etymology on the word, you get the understanding of what you're dealing with. Because the word devil in the end only means your adversary. E-T-Y, E-T-Y etymology, E-T-Y.
Oh, E.T. Okay, hold up. Like that.
Right. Etymology of the word devil. You could have just put devil.
I got you. Old English, Germany, late Latin from Greek.
You see where it say Greek is diablos, and accuser, a slanderer, right?
Yeah.
From diabolin to slander. Now go where it say more definitions. Now scroll down because we finna get into the word. We finna get deep into this devil shit. Right here. Devil, third person, devil's past tense, devil's past participle, devil, gerund or present particle, devilly, past tense, devil, past participle, devile. Okay, so now it's a act as a juror assistant for a lawyer or a professional, right? North America means to harass or worry. Let's go down a little further. Let's see if we can get some more information on the word devil. Origin. Old English, diofol, related to the Dutch, duivel, and German, tufel, via late Latin from Greek, diabolos, accuser, slanderer, used in the Septuagint to translate the Hebrew Satan. Satan from diabolin, to slander, from dia, cross, balin, to throw across. So in the book, the accuser is the false accuser, is the one we call the devil.
Mm-hmm.
See if we get any more etymology to the word.
Okay, all right. Let's see here.
A devil is subordinate evil spirit afflicting humans. Also in Christian theology, the devil, a power. Now this is a Christianized definition, because if you notice, it's always saying in the Christian theology, right? Old English, the fall, the devil, supporting the evil spirit, reflecting humans. Also, in Christian theology, the devil, a powerful spirit or evil, otherwise known as Satan, from late Latin diablos, also the source of Italian diavolo, French diable, and Spanish diablo. German Teufel is Old High German Teufel, from Latin via Gothic diabolos, right? So now, here it is, a devil is an attorney.
Damn, go ahead.
And the attorney in this case is the one making the accusation. Who would that be? So now we ended up tracing Yakub, that drafted devil, led us to the courtroom.
Go ahead. Oh, you going somewhere with this? Go ahead.
In the courtroom, you got an attorney that's the accuser. What do they call him? You know, you can go back to the screen.
The district attorney, right?
The district attorney, the prosecutor, the state litigator, etc.